"Take it off." The words cut through the studio like a sharp blade, hanging in the air for a moment too long. The TV host's voice dripped with authority. His eyes locked on Karoline Leavitt, as if daring her to defy him. Cameras zoomed in. The tension was palpable. Every guest, every crew member, every viewer at home felt the weight of the moment. At the center of it all, Karoline Leavitt, young, confident, unapologetic, and around her neck a small gleaming necklace, a simple cross, delicate yet defiant. But in that moment, it was no longer just a piece of jewelry. It was a challenge, test, a battleground. The host leaned forward, his smirk widening. "You heard me. Take it off." The silence that followed was deafening. Some in the audience shifted uncomfortably. Others waited, some with anticipation, some with unease, wondering if Karoline would back down or fight back. She took a slow, steady breath. And then she spoke. Karoline Leavitt isn't just another political figure. She's young, bold, and unapologetically firm in her beliefs. She's faced tough debates, relentless media scrutiny, and political opposition. But today was different. Today, she wasn't being challenged on policies or politics. Today, the attack was personal. The liberal TV host had clashed with her before, but this time he wasn't going after her words. He was going after who she was. The symbol around her neck, a simple cross, had become the center of an unexpected showdown. And as the tension in the room thickened, Karoline knew one thing. She wasn't going to back down. "I said take it off." This time, his voice was sharper, more forceful, cutting through the charged atmosphere like a blade. The tension in the studio thickened. A few uneasy glances flickered across the audience. Some shocked, others waiting, almost hungry for confrontation. The host leaned in, his smirk widening, sensing an opportunity to rattle her, to make her bend. But Karoline, she didn't move. She didn't flinch. Instead, she met his stare with an unwavering calm, her fingers gently brushing the necklace resting against her collarbone. The air around them felt electric, heavy with expectation. Would she comply? Would she give in? Or would she do what no one in that room expected? Karoline slowly lifted the necklace between her fingers, letting the small cross catch the light. Her voice, steady yet piercing, broke through the silence. "You think this is just jewelry?" she asked, her tone calm but unshakable. "This isn't decoration. It's a reminder. A reminder of the strength I've found when everything else failed. A reminder of who I am, what I believe, and the values I refuse to compromise." The host opened his mouth, ready to cut her off, but she wasn't finished. "You're asking me to take it off like my faith is something I can just remove. Something I should be ashamed of." She tilted her head slightly, eyes locked on his. "But tell me, why does it bother you so much? Is it really the necklace? Or is it what it stands for?" The room was silent. Even the host, who had been so sure of himself, seemed to hesitate. He had walked into this moment expecting to humiliate her. Instead, he found himself on the other end of the confrontation, questioned, exposed, and unsure how to respond. The TV host opened his mouth, but no words came. For the first time, he wasn't in control of the narrative. He had stepped into this moment expecting to corner her, to force her into submission. Instead, he had been met with something he hadn't anticipated: grace, strength, and undeniable truth. The silence stretched. A few in the audience exchanged glances. Then a slow, deliberate applause began. One person, then another, and another, until the entire room was filled with the sound of people clapping, not for conflict, but for conviction. Karoline didn't gloat. She didn't need to. She simply let the moment speak for itself. As for the necklace, it stayed right where it belonged. Symbol of faith. A symbol of resilience. A symbol of someone who refused to be silenced. Because true strength isn't about shouting the loudest. It's about standing firm. Even when the world tells you to back down.